Introduction. This is a film about trickery.
You just witnessed a true crime unfolding, but don't be afraid. Together, we will lead you through this journey to the truth.
I'm so bored.
Me too.
All this trading, no forgeries, no crimes to solve.
I wish someone would forge painting.
Tess! KTS Art Forgery Detectives. Be careful what you wish for, or you may bite off more than you can chew.
Good morning, Blue. Good morning, Leslie. I'm going crazy waiting for the upcoming exhibition to start. It's okay, you'll be fine. Good morning, Rusty.
Good morning, Leslie.
We have the alarm drill today, so it's going to be a quiet day.
Okay. Oh yeah, the drill.
Good morning, Leslie. There's going to be an alarm drill, so don't be alarmed. Wink, wink.
Don't be alarmed.
They should be alarmed by an alarm.
That might not be the alarm from the alarm drill. Oh no, the Van Gogh is missing! A $50 million painting is missing! Where is the Van Gogh? I went to the main office to take an important phone call, and when I came back, the Van Gogh was gone, so I hit the alarm. Oh no!
Alright, what's going on here? The alarm show gone off 5 minutes later. What's going on?
Leslie had to go to the office to take a phone call, but then when she came back, the Van Gogh was gone. So she hit the alarm. Where's
Leslie, you're fired for leaving a 50 million Van Gogh. It's unattended, and I'm calling the police.
Police officers Ada and Hunter will be searching the premises for 5 long hours, looking for the Van Gogh.
And what they will find
Is not what they're expecting.
You called us in here?
Haven't found anything yet?
You're not gonna believe this, but
We found not just one.
but 2 paintings in the closet.
Look.
Yep. One of these paintings must be a forgery.
I think they're both fake.
That's not possible.
I know a Van Gogh. Both of these are fake.
Are these both fake?
And who's the forger?
The police will search the entire building and find that everyone has an alibi except for Blue Ferrule,
Rusty Smith
Tom Bulldog Douglas.
and Leslie Parker.
These are our 4 suspects. We have a lot of work to do, officer.
Okay, interviewed, got back.
Tom B. Douglas, what is your job at the museum?
My job is the director. Once I'm supposed to make all the decisions for my museum.
Got it. What were you doing at the time of the crime?
At the time of the crime, I was in Blue Ferrule in her office. She had called for a meeting to talk about future purchases for the museum. I remember I had to call my mother. I wanted to call from my own office, and Blue said she needed to go to the bathroom, so we both left her office together. I was about to get off the phone when the alarm went off. I rushed to the main gallery where I found Leslie and Blue. Van Gogh was gone. What I don't understand is how Blue Ferrule could have gotten there so fast. It's strange.
So we don't have an alibi?
What? It's not my fault. My mother called me. She was checking if I ate my green beans.
Okay, I'll write that down.
For purposes. You may go now, but don't leave the city. Tom Bulldog. Does he really suspect Blue Ferrule?
Or did he only do it to blame it on her?
And why?
Be for real. What's your job at the museum?
Main curator. I helped buy the Van Gogh and set up this exhibition.
Where were you when the painting was stolen?
I was in my office with the new director, Tom. He had called for a meeting, but he didn't seem to have much to say. Anyway, he needed to make a phone call in his office, so I went to the bathroom. While I was there, I heard the alarm go off, and I rushed to the gallery. I found that the Van Gogh was gone.
Director Douglas said that you called the meeting.
What? That's not true. Why is he saying that? Why did he have to go to his own office to make a call anyway? I have a phone in my office. There's something fishy here.
You may go now, but don't leave the city.
Blue for all. Did she do it?
Either she or Tom Bulldog is lying.
So, Leslie Parker, what is your job at the museum?
I'm the security guard at the main exhibition gallery where the Van Gogh was.
Where were you at the time of the crime?
Well, I was supposed to be watching the gallery, but I was called to the main office.
Leslie Parker, you have a phone call.
I knew I shouldn't leave my post, but it felt safe. There were no visitors because of the drill. What if the call was about my husband? He is in the hospital. My phone is not working. I went straight to the main office, picked up the phone, but there was nobody on the other end of the line. Just music. So I waited. Then I finally hung up.
You left the room during the drill?
It was a mistake.
You want us to believe that? You don't have an alibi.
I know this makes me look guilty, but I'm innocent. What would I do with a Van Gogh?
You may go, but don't leave the city. Leslie Parker left her post in the middle of the drill while the alarms were being tested. What kind of guard does that? Was it a mistake? Or was she up to no good?
Rusty Smith, what's your job at the museum?
I'm the maintenance worker. I help keep I keep the museum clean. Okay, so you know that part that I said about the rats? Well, there really is no rats, just plain art at the museum.
What happened on the day of the crime from your view?
So, I was doing my usual maintenance work in one of the galleries. I saw a shadow pass from the frosted window. Couldn't tell if it was one or more people. A few minutes later, I saw a shadow walking the other way.
Now nobody saw you. Means you don't have an alibi.
I'm innocent. I would never steal a painting.
You may leave now, but don't leave the city.
Okay.
Rusty Smith. Could he have done it?
He could no more than he's letting on.
They all seem guilty. I know nothing about art forgery. We need help.
I know a company.
Who?
KTM Detective.
What? Dude, they're all kids.
They are cheap.
Fine. Hello? Uh-huh. Okay. Bye. You guys, we got a mission.
Is it a forgery?
Yes, a Van Gogh painting from an art museum, and the police found an exact copy.
I love Van Gogh. Do they know who did it?
No, we have to find that out too.
So we have 2 mysteries to solve? Yes! Let's split up and solve these crimes. Tess and I will deal with the suspects. And Ava and I will do painting forensics. This is gonna be awesome!
KTS detectives finally have their chance. In this envelope, they will find the clues to solve the case of the missing Van Gogh. Detectives Ava and Emma will use observation, chemistry, and high-tech imaging to find the forger. And detectives Zeddy and Tess will analyze fibers, paint pigments, and DNA to find the culprit.
So we have the regular painting, X-rays of paintings, and UV paintings.
are like photographs, but instead of using a regular light, you use other types of radiation to see beneath the surface. For example, you can see if the art is painted over an older drawing or painting.
We also have paint samples. And we have signatures from one of Van Gogh's original pieces and of painting 1 and painting 2.
Let's get started.
Let's analyze the results.
First, X-rays. Painting 2 had no underpaintings.
But painting 1 does. It looked like wrestlers. Van Gogh was poor, and he reused canvases a lot, but he never painted wrestlers. This one must be a fake.
There was a letter in the report from Van Gogh to his brother that said that he'd finished painting wrestlers.
Does that mean that painting 1 is authentic?
Or maybe the forger was really smart and he knew that Van Gogh did an underpainting of wrestlers, so he copied that.
That makes sense.
What about UV markings? Usually art museums use UV paint to know that the painting is restored.
There were no UV markings on any of the paintings. That means that they haven't been restored, but it doesn't tell us if they're forgeries.
Let's see what pigments were used in the paintings. Painting 1 has zinc white and vermilion. Both were already available in Van Gogh's times, and we know that he used them a lot.
And painting 2 has lead white and ochre, also available in Van Gogh's times, but he didn't use them. What other clues have we got? The signatures from both paintings are pretty similar to the original.
The letters are slanted. The size and shape both match.
You know, no two signatures are the same, even if they are written by the same hand. If they're forgeries, they're very good.
Looks like painting 2 is a forgery and painting 1 is authentic.
I agree, but let's wait for the infrared scan to see if there are any pencil sketches underneath before we reach any conclusions. We have fibers from the back of painting 2 and from the suspect's clothing. And we have paint and paintbrushes found in the suspect's home. We should be getting DNA fingerprints soon. Yeah, let's go. Let's see. The fibers. The burn test shows if a fiber comes from an animal, a plant, or if it's synthetic. The fibers from painting 2 smell toxic, clearly synthetic. Let's look at the results. The fiber from Blue's scarf is synthetic, like the one from the painting. That's a match. She could have done it. And Tom's tie, synthetic too. He could have done it too. Leslie's headband is not synthetic. It burned like cotton, not a match. And the same for Rusty's shirt. It's cotton, not a match.
Things are not looking good for Tom and Blue. Now let's look at the spectral results.
What's that again?
All 4 suspects have paint on their paintbrushes from home. We want to see if any of those paints were used in the forgery. Spectroscopic analysis gives us a unique signature for each pigment.
Let's look at the spectra from the lab to see if there are any matches. The paint from Blue's and Tom's brushes don't match the painting.
But Leslie's and Rusty's are both matches.
Both Blue and Tom have fibers that match the crime scene, and Leslie and Rusty have paints that match the forgery.
We need DNA fingerprints to solve the crime.
Yes, the police found a smudge of blood on the back of painting 2 and sent it in for DNA fingerprinting.
But what will that do?
Well, DNA is unique to each person. The DNA fingerprint from the painting can be compared to the DNA fingerprints of each suspect.
So if there's a match, will we know who did it?
Well, it's very strong evidence against a suspect.
This package is about to arrive at KTS headquarters. This has infrared imaging of the painting. Wait to see what's beneath those pretty flowers. And DNA fingerprints. DNA always helps solve the crime in the movies, and this one is no different.
We got the DNA fingerprints from the blood and the 4 suspects.
Did anybody know that they were related?
This is unexpected, but still not enough evidence.
Look at these underdrawings.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I think we solved the case.
Let's confront the
suspects. The time has come. KTS detectives will gather suspects in the parlor.
The parlor?
And all will be revealed.
Thank you for coming. On the day of the alarm drill, we have found 2 paintings in a closet that looks like Van Gogh's. But through our investigations, we found out which one is a forgery.
I think they're both forgeries.
Be quiet, please. The x-rays revealed 2 wrestlers for an underpainting covered by the flowers in painting 1. That made us think that painting 1 was a forgery. But a letter from Van Gogh to his brother, Theo, said that he had painted wrestlers.
And Van Gogh often reused his canvases.
We also know that Van Gogh used the pigments in painting 1. Our final clue was an interesting underpainting in painting 2. We now know that painting 2 is a forgery and painting 1 is authentic. Oh my God! Tom Bulldog Douglas, your tie matches the fibers from the crime scene.
The fibers for my tie? Is that all the evidence you have against me?
But the paint that we found in your house does not match the paint from the forgery. And your DNA does not match the DNA blood from the crime scene.
Leslie Parker, the paint from the forgery and the paint that we found from your home are a match. And we know your husband is an excellent painter.
No, he couldn't have done it. He's in the hospital. We also know that you need money to pay the hospital bill. But we know you're innocent because your DNA doesn't match the blood from the crime scene.
Blue for rule. Your scarf matches the fibers from the back of the painting, and your blood matches the DNA.
Well, what do you think? I set up the exhibition. Of course my DNA and fibers will be on the painting. And Rusty, the paint found in your home matches the paint from the forgery.
All right, I have a secret. I paint Van Goghs all the time. But I have no idea how the still life ended up here in the museum.
But we do. By DNA fingerprint tests, we found out that you and Blue are brother and sister.
Oh my God!
And the infrared images show a picture of Blue's face under the Van Gogh.
It was Rusty Smith and Blue for rule in the main gallery with the paintbrush. We win!
We're not playing Clue here, guys.
I'm innocent. Blue, did you take one of my paintings?
I can't believe you used the painting of me. I told you you could get as many canvases as you wanted.
I confess, I did it. I did it because I wanted to make Tom look bad. I should have been the director of this haunted museum. But you'll never catch me!
Blue, you're fired. Rusty, you're fired too. And that flea bag of a guard dog, you're fired too. Sprout.
Blue for rule. Jealousy and envy led her down a very dark path. Now she's running from the law. Will she get away? We could tell you. But why should we?